Hi, Tracy here, and I have a layout in process called Favorite Pick. And this is a picture. Well, first I'm showing you here the layout that I'm lifting this from. That's a magazine I just recently got, and I'm going to mimic that layout here. And I'm using this is London Fog Basil paper, and I love the color. It's like a gray brown, and I'm going to use a mask because if on that layout that I showed you that I'm lifting from, it has some white in the background. On I think that their paper is more of a gray. It's a gray background. This is a brown, but so I'm using my little chalk cat's eye, sort of. That's not a cat's eye. I can't remember I can't even remember the company that makes the ink that I'm using. That's from an old Scraptastic kit. So, and I'm using this Studio Calico screen here. I'm not really worried if it comes out messy. In fact, I want it to. So this picture was taken. Now I'm using a different mask. That's I think it's called Dots. And anyway, these pictures were taken of my son for his graduation announcement. Well, this picture, but many were taken, and I will be scrapbooking lots of them because they just are beautiful. We use the same photographer that took our Christmas pictures, our family pictures, and she's very good. So worth every penny having that done professionally. So, but this particular picture that I'm scrapbooking here, my son really liked it. That's his favorite shot. So I'm using that film on top. That's the DIY shop. I forget what they call those, but anyway, it's a veneer that you put over to make it kind of look to change the effect of the picture, and it was just perfect for this picture. This layout is going to go in my son's book, so I am definitely going to scrapbook another one of these same pictures for my album to keep, because I love that it was his favorite too. That makes the picture even more meaningful. So I'm ripping papers and trying to get that same look that the other layout had, but using the ruler it just makes them too straight. So then I realized I just need to start tearing away, so I finally do that. I don't think I end up actually using that wood paper. Yeah, I don't use that. I use other ones. I definitely use this word one, and I use this one too. This is a hodgepodge of all different papers from different kits. I couldn't even tell you. Some were Scraptastic. I think some even may have come, yes, from a Studio Calico kit. But I just went digging for the right papers. And as I'm working here, I still don't know yet what am I going to do to frame the picture in addition to this veneer, because the scrapbook layout that I lifted from has a wood veneer frame that's really beautiful. That is oval shaped, but I don't have anything, and I wanted something round anyway in this situation, but I don't have anything. And then as I'm working, I thought, oh, I bet you if I had some kind of wire, I could make a neat frame with wire. So I asked my husband, and he brought in different wires for me, and that's what I end up using, which is definitely outside of the box. And, you know, it's not the wire I would have picked if I was actually shopping for wire to do this layout, but it worked. It's a little bit thick. I would have rather had a little bit of a thinner wire, which I may go purchase for the future because I really love the look. It's very boy. Well, I guess I should say very masculine man. My son, he's 18, and up until very recently, I would call him, he was my man boy, because he's not really, even though he's 18, he was still in high school and not a man yet. You know, you're not a man until you're really living on your own, etc. But so I that's kind of a little joke I have, or a little, you know, I nickname that recently I've had with him. I tell him he's my man boy. But very recently, he's just shown himself to be so amazing and responsible, and I can't recall right now as I'm sharing this what it was recently, but there was this moment that he had done something, and I looked at him and I said, Kyle, I think that qualifies you as a man. I can't really call you a man boy anymore. So, oh, I know what it was. He's got a job, and it's a good job. It's part-time, but he's making good money for a high school student. And he is taking tons of that money and investing it, and he's already set up his whole Scottrade account, and he had money already invested from years and years and years of giving money to his papa, and papa would match that money. So like if he gave $100, papa would invest 200, 100 of his own money and 100 of Kyle's, and my other kids too. But so recently he got his account all situated, and he has a bunch of money that he has saved up that he's also investing, and then he's going to set it up to draw money. But anyways, that was a long story. I didn't mean to go into all that detail, but my point is that I just felt so amazed by the responsibility of that, and he's just so ages and ages way beyond where I was at his age in that regard. And so I just realized, I told him, I think I have to call you a man now. So anyway, so here I am. Now I'm trying to, I had used washi tape going left to right, and I found this music washi tape, which was perfect, but I realized I got to go the other direction now because I don't want this entire layout going horizontal. I want a vertical to it too, to make so that when I do frame it, when I realize I should use wire, I can do a circle, and the lines and the circle together make a circular look. Of course, the mask that I have going on the background also adds to that as well. And I'm trying different washi tapes here. So that little file, that was from a Heidi Swap file album that I know I'm not going to use it as an album, so I just cut a piece out, and then I had to cut it down, and then I use my corner rounder to cut the corner. That's going to be where I do my journaling for this layout. And I'm trying to figure out how do I want to situate that, but then I know I'm going to add something circular on the top of it somehow. So I don't want to do anything too permanent. And then now I have this other little metal doodad I could use, but I don't use that. I go back to the paper clip. And here's where my husband got me some wire. And I'm creating a big circle, and I knew I wanted more than one layer of wire. And that's essentially what I come up with right there. And then he had these little tiny wire pieces. I don't know. My husband works with metal. He's an engineer, but manufacturing, and they manufacture metal pieces and stuff, and he just always has little funky stuff. Then he also has old stuff back from his when he was in construction days. So, and he's a keeper. I'm a pitcher. I throw away everything, but my husband keeps everything. So anyway, so I in 3 different places I attach, or I wound these little pieces of wire that are much thinner around the big pieces of wire, and I love that look. On one of the spots I did 2 of the smaller wires, and then on the other 2 spots I just used 1, so that sort of weights the one spot. And now I'm going to do some stamping around. I have this Prima brick stamp, which turns out to be perfect for this. I've used this stamp a lot of times. I really like it. It's the perfect size. And I just do it all 4 different places, like framing it. And now I'm going to do, this is a 2014 stamp. I came in a Studio Calico kit of some kind. I don't remember what month. I have no idea. And I'm going to stamp this all over the place. I put it away, but then I come back and stamp it some more. And now I'm going to do my journaling. So I just hand draw my lines there using I'm using an extra small pen, so it's real fine and light. That one is actually easiest for me to write with. I don't have very good penmanship, and the thinner that I have found that the thinner the pen, the finer tip of the pen, the better my writing seems to come out. I debated outlining it. I debated doodling up at the top, but then I go with the 2014 stamp. So now I'm debating where should I have that card, but if I make it show like that, then you can't pull it out when you want to read the journaling. So I do change that up, but oh, here we go. That's my dog door, by the way, whenever you hear that sound in my videos. It's my dog door. My dog's going in and out. I have 2 dogs, so. And now I'm trying to figure out some layers over there, because it just needs a little bit more than just the card. So I'm using more of that paper, the black and white with the words. And then I'm going to also add another strip of one of the papers that I have going across the horizontal. There it is. And now I'm just gluing that photo veneer over to the top. I was able to use the ATG gun because it doesn't show on the black edge there of that veneer. And then I had to glue the picture down in such a way that I could still pull out my journaling there. And now I'm going to attach this down, which this was a little difficult because, again, this wire is very thick. And were I to do it again, which I am going to because I love this look, but I'm going to go to Walmart or Home Depot and get some better wire. I was thinking even what would look really cool is that wire that you use on the back of pictures to hang them. I think it only comes in picture hanging kits, but I could be wrong. I'm going to shop. And I know it's very bendy and forgiving in that regard. So I definitely am going to check that out because it would lay a lot flatter and it's much, much thinner. But I think it would provide the same kind of a look. But I really love this for a boy layout. So now I have, again, these little, you can see them at the bottom right. They're almost like a paper clip, but it's way thinner than a paper clip, the metal. But you could almost use a paper clip actually to do this, what I'm doing. I'm making hearts out of the wire by bending it and twisting several together. One of the hearts I twist 3 wires together and then bend them. And then the one at the top there, that's 2 wires that are attached. And they just come out kind of wonky, funky hearts. I only made 2 because after making 2, I didn't want to make any more. But I probably could have had a 3rd one. But it's alright. I love the way it turns out because I actually use some hemp twine, which you'll see in a minute here, and attach the 2 together. So it makes it more like it's one embellishment. Sorry, I'm off camera here. I didn't realize I was off camera until later, I think, and I think I actually moved the camera, unless that's the next layout I did. I don't remember. So there I tried gluing that down, thinking if I glued it down first and then used wire to attach it down that would work, but it really didn't work. And I could have used just this wire. I have it through there and I could have used it, but I realized, you know what, I don't want it like that anyway. I want it to look attached. I want you to be able to see how it was attached. So I go ahead and get that. That's my roll of hemp twine that I got from Walmart. And I'm going to use that. I'm using, you couldn't see it, but I used the crocodile punch and punched thick enough holes that I could get the twine through, which worked out nicely because they were the perfect size. And I start off with bows here, but I quickly decide I do not want to have bows for this. I end up pulling that out and making it into a knot. That's where I realized, wait, this is not a bow layout. Even though the wires I made into a heart, you know, the 2 hearts, that's enough. I don't want this. This is definitely a boy layout. A man, like I said, man layout. Man boy. But he's not a man boy anymore. He's becoming a man. And there's my hearts, and I'm totally off camera. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to tie those together and turn them into one embellishment. I'm so sorry I was off camera. There, you can see it. And here's where I'm doing some more 2014. I think I come back again with that. Use my glue gun to attach that. And I did it down there because I have that metal clip up at the top, and now I have the metal up down at the bottom, so it creates that flow. Here I am again, 2014. I keep thinking I'm done stamping that, but I end up with it all over, which I like because, you know, these were for his graduation announcement, and that's what my journaling is about that we had these taken, and that this was his favorite picture, and he's graduating this year. So, and now I'm making my little title there. Love these stickers. These are those Tim Holtz where you get a bazillion of them, and they look like those old, what do you call them? The label maker. And then I'm going to use these metal numbers to do 2014. Off camera again. There we go. A little bit, you can see it. I had a heck of a time getting that all straight. I don't know why. And then I'm going to doodle around the title. I think that's it. I think the close-ups are coming. So there's a close-up of the picture. Such a cool picture. And then there's my title, and you can see the wire, how thick it is. And then there's some others that show, yeah, that shows the twine and the mask that I did. So lots of close-ups for you. The little hearts that I made. I like those. That's the stamping that shows the brick stamp and the 2014 in there with all the ink. So kind of a messy look, but cool. And that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Click like if you did. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.